Mojang really focuses on making their textures great. Just take an example of the old nether and the new nether. This is amazing. But sometimes confusion falls through and the textures may look different or get changed during the time. And this happened many times in Mojang and the textures were somehow interesting. And in this video I will show you some textures that Mojang worked on but never implemented them. And I am not talking about the old textures that we had, I'm talking about some removed or cancelled textures. Alright, in this video I will show you some of them because this is not the entire collection. I actually have 200 textures that got removed or got just cancelled in the process. So if you want more videos like this, I really recommend to like and subscribe because it will be really helpful to grow my channel. So now let's actually start. Alright, so first of all we're going with a pretty iconic item and it's the armor stand, and it released in 2014, which was almost 11 years ago, and it happened on August 6th when we first got it into the snapshot. And already on that day we got the armor stand that we already know, with something under it and with just short arms but long arms on Bedrock, but that's another thing. But what if I told you that the day before we actually got armor stands which were teased but had a different texture? Well, on August 5th, 2014, a dev named Serge actually posted a picture of the crafting of the armor stand, and you may see that there's a little difference here. This one has no stone under it, it's just legs and arms and the entire body with no stone. And the next day the texture just got changed without saying anything, which is extremely weird, but it's also nice how Mojang worked so fast before. Alright, so candles are one of the more modern things that they added into the game. It was in 1.17, which is one of the newer versions actually. But candles had two different retextures which happened in the span of 3 weeks. So I'm going to show you them, but there's a lot of textures to cover, so I will show them pretty fast. So in the snapshot 20W45A they actually added new candles, and with them they added textures which looked like this. And they actually had some different colors and they actually were arched into the right, so this was a little weird for some people, so they actually changed it the next week. So the week after these candles we got these ones, and as you can see there's actually 2 candles but you only place 1, which was the main problem because even if you had 1 candle the picture would actually show 2, but otherwise they looked good. And as you can see the 1 candle in the middle here, it's literally the base for the one that we have now, so they actually ended up using this texture but just without the small one. Alright, so on Bedrock Edition, Minecraft had many textures which were different from Java with the update 1.13, which was Minecraft Update Aquatic. One of the textures that will change is Heart of the Sea, which now is just completely blue and it looks honestly pretty beautiful. But on April 10th, 2018, on Bedrock Edition, we actually got this Heart of the Sea, which maybe looked more like Eye of the Sea and not the art. The day after this Bedrock version release, we actually got the Java version, which included the normal Heart of the Sea, so 10 days later they also changed this one for Bedrock. Coral was also one of the new blocks for this update, but now I'm just going to talk about Dead Coral because it actually had 2 textures which were removed. Alright, so at Minecraft Live 2017, or actually Minecon I think during these days, it actually had more of a rough texture and it didn't have so many variants because now it has 5. Before it actually had 1 and it also had 1 in the next texture. This texture kinda looked like the pink one I think, but it had a pretty unique texture and it got changed when the snapshot first released, so we never got to see the first version in the game. And surprisingly, 6 days after this they actually fixed this and they added all 5 Dead Coral variants, and now they are like this forever. When I say old Totem of Undying, you are probably thinking about this one, which looks just unfinished, and the new one just looks much better. But there was another version, it was shown shortly before Minecraft Live 2016 and was never shown again, and this texture is quite interesting. Take a look at this thing, it looks like a token, like Token of Undying. As you can see, it has the emerald thing, it has the emerald feeling, and it also has the same color scheme. So I really wonder what made them change it to like a figure, because it wasn't a pillager or villager back then, it actually was just a random thing. Many of you remember the huge texture update that we got, and the logs were one of the things that were supposed to be changed, and they actually got changed, but before they had some other ideas, which was to mix the old and new textures to make them look a little different. Alright, so starting off, the acacia log was supposed to be a little more pale on the top, as you guys can see, and the wood was supposed to be a little darker and have these maybe little cracks, or every log should have these ones, and it actually kinda reminded me of the pale logs that we received years later. Alright, now just hear me out. This log is much better than the current one. As you can see, the dots are a little bigger and the colors blend a little more well. And if this was the case, I would like birchwood a little more than I do right now. And I kinda don't know why they changed it, so yeah, that's weird. Alright, so this is really easy to confuse with the spruce log, but this is actually the dark oak. And as you can see, the top here, it's a little more lighter than normal. And the log otherwise is just much more cracked than normal, which is a little weird, but yeah, every log that they tested had this texture. Alright, now look at this one. You don't see any changes? Good, because the sides of this texture were never changed, only the top. As you can see, the top is a little weird, it's a little lighter like the other ones, so they actually changed that, but the sides are the same. Alright, so now we actually have the spruce log, and it kinda looks like it's getting in the beginning of getting destroyed, which is a little weird, but it's because of the dots, and the top is a little changed, but yeah, that's just it. I wouldn't mind this texture in the game actually. And yeah, also all these versions were in the snapshots for 4 weeks before they were changed to what we have now. Alright, so now let's go to the very confusing development of the cooked cod. Alright, so many years before they actually added this cooked fish into Minecraft. It wasn't called cooked cod, it was just cooked fish. And it actually had this grey and blue texture. And then in 2018 they actually changed the texture to the brown one that we actually know now. But later on, 9 months after they did that, they actually kinda reverted it and added a retextured version of this one, and they actually kept it for a while. They kept it for 4 weeks, and they actually only changed it because Bedrock already made their own texture, and I think that this is the first retexture that they adapted from Bedrock Edition. Old copper blocks were one of the blocks who never saw the light of the day in Minecraft, but they actually were so ugly that I think that they never deserved a place here at all. Right, so this one was just too light and was also too shiny. It was really weird, and it also was just cut in the middle. It was like the cut variant, but it was just not cut. If you think it can get more white, you are wrong, because it just got lighter. And this looks like an infection, it just looks like a virus, it just looks like skulk, it doesn't look like oxidizing at all. Alright, so this is probably the best one of all of them, because as you can see, the color in the middle, it's actually not that bad. I actually like the color there, and the infection, it's also not that bad. It looks like the warped plants from the nether. And here we have the fully oxidized block, and it's more blue than actually green what we have now. So what do you think about this? Is this better? Is this worse? Tell me in the comments, I want to hear your opinion. Alright, now that we are talking about Minecraft Live 2020, I want to talk about the Slate or Grimstone. If you remember this, it was the old name for deepslate and was kind of purple. And we actually thought that this was going to be the texture for 5 months until they actually changed it to normal deepslate in February, which was 5 months after that. So yeah, why would this stone be actually so like purple? Because these are like the deeper levels. This was supposed to be with the warden, and they actually decided to make it so yeah, different. And I'm really happy that they went with this decision to make it as dark. Alright, so probably everyone knows the really long process between when they announced Archaeology and when we got Archaeology. So some textures changed, and I actually got retextures that we didn't get into the game of the brush. Alright, so this is the first look that we got at the brush, and was in 2020, and the next look that we got at the brush was in 2023, so that was a long time. But this one actually looks a little weird, like the hairs look a little different, but it honestly looks a little like old Minecrafty. And also Minecraft Live has shown this version, which is kinda like oxidized or something, we don't know, because I don't think the other one was made out of copper, but yeah, based on the colors of copper that we got on the showcase, we don't actually know. It might have been copper, and this might have been the oxidized version, but I honestly doubt that, because that would be really stupid. And as last texture for this video, and as the last texture for the brush, we have this one, and it's like a paint brush maybe. It has the same colors, it has the same look, but they actually didn't keep it. They have shown it in the like Minecraft video where they shown the development process of this. So yeah, this is actually real, this is not a joke, hopefully, if they don't joke about this with us. But yeah, this was how it was supposed to be, but yeah, this is just extremely stupid because it actually looked like a paintbrush. And that's actually everything for this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. When we hit 100 likes, I will make another part 2 of this series. And if we don't hit 100 likes, I'll probably make a part 2, but this will just motivate me more. So please like and subscribe, and I hope that you had a good time. So bye.